I did my photography one on this project PowerPoint on a photographer and photojournalist named Walker Evans. Walker Evans. Walker Evans was born in November 3rd, 1903, and eventually died April 10th, 1975. Throughout his life, he was a photographer and photojournalist that when he was born in St. Louis, but grew up in Chicago and a little bit in New York. Later on, he went to an academy school in Massachusetts. He he was part of the social-realism movement, began in 1934, which put him in his mid-30s when he started his career. The social-realism era was an international art movement that encompassed the work of painters, printmakers, photographers, and filmmakers who draw attention to the everyday conditions of the working class and poor. He also was in the height of the Depression, and 1935 to 1938, he worked for a resettlement administration through the government that provided assistance to the poor and to the agriculturists. The point of this was to document the living and working conditions in America for the lower class and how everything needed to be improved. At first, Walker Evans said that he really liked Washington, D.C. and the Capitol, and so that's why he got a job there. He wasn't really looking to be a photographer, and he said when he got into the business that it kind of just came easy to him, and he took pictures of what careless pictures of what attracted him and brought him into it, and just put them all into one big folder and didn't think anything of it. But later on, they all were looked at and put into different folders and put into different magazines and artwork, and he became a very famous photographer because of this. And agency would hire photographers on purpose to document it to show that these conditions were bad, and they had to get progress in the administration. And Walker Evans said that in one way, the Depression was good for artists because was those who don't want to get sucked in to full-time commercial work weren't able to anyway. There wasn't any commercial work to do. He said that he was very innocent about the government, and he found that he could get a job there and did it so carelessly that he just photographed everything he saw. He said he kind of did it unconsciously and was just snapping pictures left and right of what he thought was important. All the workers that had terrible conditions and weren't getting paid right, and well, basically we're in the middle of the Depression. And then later on in the summer of 1936, he took time off from his job in the agency and work with a writer named James Agee. And AG was writing an article for Fortune magazine about white Southern sharecroppers who were hard hit by the Depression. And the two men traveled to Alabama and Mississippi to work on the assignment. Evans said he recalls their experiment working in the Deep South there. She said there was a lot of talk around town about them being there, and the sheriff and all the local men and fathers always watched them, and they didn't really want them to be there because they thought they were labor organizers. And it says that like the work and the Depression looks like social protest, and it wasn't intended to be. The article that they eventually made was actually decided not to be published by Fortune magazine. So James Agee and Walker Evans took it upon themselves and published a work in 1941 titled "Let Us Now Praise Famous Men," which book failed to appeal to wartime readers, but after the war ended, it became a critical success, praised by readers and critics alike for its unstaged and dignified portrayal of farm life in the rural South. And for almost 50 years, Walker Evans made pictures that aimed to capture the